Niche. I think one of the most common questions that I get is, how do I pick a niche? Or how do I narrow down my niche? I hear it all the time. And it makes sense, right? You can't really have a business if you don't know who you're marketing to, if you don't know who you're talking to, if you don't know who's buying from you. So in today's video, I'm gonna show you how to narrow down your niche so that you and your bank account love it. Be sure to stay to the end because at the very end, I'm gonna give you 3 questions that you need to answer if you wanna make sure your niche is actually going to be profitable. So, what is a niche? Some people say niche. I say niche. It doesn't really matter. But a niche is like a group of people. It's a category. It's like a market. It's a collection of people that become your people. And you focus solely on marketing to those people, that group of people, to the exclusion of everybody else. Here's the funny thing about niches that will probably surprise you. Your niche is actually not that important, especially when you're getting started. Most people massively overthink their niche, and it becomes a huge pain point for them where they're agonizing over this indecision. Am I picking the right niche? Am I talking to the right people? Am I too narrow? Am I too wide? And it actually halts all their progress. So my goal in this video is that by the end of this video, you know exactly what your niche is and you feel confident in it so you don't have to change it. What I did, and what a lot of people do, if you want to avoid the pain of overthinking your niche, is you just start working with people. And gradually over time, you stumble into your niche. I really like working with these kinds of people, and I don't really like working with people who are in this industry. So over time, your niche emerges, it evolves, and it's a natural process rather than this painful, agonizing, I've got to decide and it's set in stone and it can never change. And oh my gosh, I can't make any progress in my business until that happens. That's painful. If the first thing you need to know is niche is not even that important, the second thing you need to know is don't make your niche too narrow. I'm gonna show you what I mean by that. I got my iPad here. All right, so you're gonna go wide, not narrow. What do I mean by that? When it comes to your niche, what do I mean by going wide, not narrow? I'm gonna use an iPad to show you what I mean, okay? And I'm gonna first show you what a lot of people do. We're gonna be a little bit exaggerative so you get my point, but we're just gonna pretend that it's like this. Most people, when they go to pick a niche, they do this. They say, okay, I wanna work with moms who have 3 kids or more. Their husband is in the military. They have a golden retriever and they live in the Midwest. Obviously, I'm exaggerating for the sake of example, but the point is, this is way too narrow. And I've literally coached thousands of students and most of your niches are too narrow. I can guarantee you that 80% of you watching this video, you have way too narrow of a niche. And what happens is when your niche is too narrow, you lose clients. They drop off here. So you have all these people who leave your funnel here. They say, oh, well, I'm a mom and I have kids, but I'm not sure that Sarah is going to be a good coach for me because Sarah says she only works with people who are golden, who have golden retrievers and my dog is a pit bull. Therefore, I don't really think I'm a good fit. Therefore, I'm going to exit the funnel here. So let's show you how this works again. Let's say that you work with moms with kids and a husband in the military. Everybody here who's just a mom with kids is going to leave your funnel at this point because they don't have a husband in the military. So by the time you get to here, which is your payday, right, all the way here, your trickle of money is maybe 1 or 2 people because you have too narrow of a niche, right? So your niche should be so wide it's attracting a very large clump of people. A lot of people think their niche is too broad. It's not. A lot of people think their niche is not specific enough. I'm here to tell you, you actually have the opposite problem. You are way overcomplicating your niche. So let me give you an actual real example. We'll do this in real life, okay? And we'll use my business as an example. I work with female entrepreneurs. That's pretty broad. That's a good one. Here's an example of one who is too specific. Female entrepreneurs who are moms. Everybody here who liked me and would have worked with me and I could have helped and I would have been able to solve their problems for, now they're all leaving my funnel because they don't have kids. Let's go even more specific. Female entrepreneurs with kids in 9-to-5 jobs. Now, everybody, maybe let's say, okay, there's a bunch of female entrepreneurs, they're moms, but they're currently staying home with their kids. Well, now they're going to leave and not work with me because I said, okay, I help female entrepreneurs who have kids and they're working in their 9-to-5. So I, for no good reason, just excluded a huge chunk of my market because somebody told me once upon a time I need to have a really specific niche. In general, you want your niche to be wider rather than narrow. All right, so here's 3 questions you need to answer. This will help finalize any final questions you have about your niche. When you answer these 3 questions, you'll have total clarity on if you've picked the right niche or not. You ready? If the answer to all 3 of these questions is yes, you're good to go. Your niche works. 1, is my desired niche profitable? Am I going to make money from it? Is there money in this industry? Is there money in this niche? There's 2 ways you can answer that question. If the answer is yes, you can proceed to the next question. You can understand this, number 1, by Googling the average salary of the person you're wanting to target. So let's say that you want to target plumbers. I'm just making this up, for example. You want to target plumbers, and you know that the average salary of a plumber is about $100,000. That's a profitable industry, right? Versus if you want to target high school kids really don't have much money. So might not be the best target. You might want to target their parents. So really simply, if I sold a coaching package for $10,000 and my plumber dude makes $100,000, I'm asking for 10% of his annual revenue. You want to do the math on that and then sit and see with how it feels. Second question is my desired niche large enough? So here's a little formula that I pull literally like out of my butt, which is, okay, how many people are in this industry? So for example, I'll just use moms because it's an easy example. Let's say that I have no idea, but let's just say that there's 6 million moms out there. I know there's way more than that, but just bear with me, right? I say 1% of 1%. So that's how many people I'm pretending will convert into my offer over the lifetime of my business. It is so just a fun little rule of thumb formula. It is not like anything scientific by any means. 600. So if I had, again, it's not perfect, right? It's not a scientific formula, but let's just say over the next 5 years, I landed 600 mom clients. And let's say that my coaching package is $2,500. That would be $1.5 million over the next couple of years. So say over the next 5 years. So over the next 5 years, I would make 1.5 million. Is this scientific by any means? No. But let's say your number comes up and there's like 3 people in your industry, right? Let's say your industry is so small that there's like 3 people in it. Okay, well, you definitely need to broaden it then, right? It's more like, all right, if it's good enough numbers, you can proceed, but you need to be working in an industry that's large enough to support your business over the next at least 5 years. Third question that you're allowed to proceed to if the first 2 questions answered yes is, do they actually need my help? Do they actually have a real problem that needs to be solved? It's a big problem that I see where people have the idea for a program or a product and the marketplace just doesn't need it or doesn't want it. And if you ever watched the US show Shark Tank, you'll see the way people get overly attached to their products and they don't like any criticism of them at all. They get defensive. But a lot of people are trying to sell things and trying to market things that just simply isn't solving a problem, which is why in our Get Clients Now program, we help our students create offers that will actually sell, that people like want to buy as soon as they hear about them. It takes a lot of that pain out of the equation. Most offers don't solve a real problem. They just sort of hope that people will want it when they hear about it. But I don't like to run a business on hope. So and what's interesting is I actually did a little research on this, and I'm just going to read it. According to the research done by CB Insights, the number 1 reasons why businesses fail is because there's no market need. You say, well, how do I know if people really need it or not? 2 things you can do. 1, ask. You can do market research. So I help my students in the Get Clients Now program conduct market research, and that tells them, okay, here's what the marketplace actually thinks of their offer. Second thing, observe. Do other people seem to be making a full-time living doing what you do? Just because your offer is unique or sort of out there doesn't mean it won't sell. I'm going to give you an example. One of my students, she makes a full-time living teaching people how to organize the refrigerator. That's an offer that solves a real problem. Americans waste a couple $1,000s every year by all the food they throw out because it goes bad. So if she shows you how to sort of set up these tools and organize your refrigerator so you don't waste food, she's saving you thousands of dollars a year. That's an offer that solves a real problem. So what you need to do after you've asked and you've done your market research is you need to just observe. Do other people seem to be making a full-time living doing what I do? Now, we just scratched the surface. Like I said a little earlier, Picking a niche, narrowing down your niche is such a tiny bit of the whole picture. It's one little piece of a very large puzzle that all needs to work together in order for you to be getting clients. So if you want, I'm actually running a free coaching session soon that I think you'd really like to come to. In this free coaching session, I'm actually gonna show you how I tripled my business, and I went from signing 0 clients, right? At one point, I literally made $350 in my whole year of business to running a $1.5 million company. I'd absolutely love to see you there. You can save your free seat by either clicking the link in the description below, or you can go to mariawendt.com/workshop and snag your spot there. I'd love to see you there. I think it'll be super, super helpful. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Let me know that it was helpful. Be sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of my videos on making more money, getting clients, growing your online business. I'll see you in the next one.